So I'm just going to go through a few key details here about the role play. I imagine most of you have got your speaking exams coming up over the next couple of weeks. So this is a few key ideas about how to approach the role play for GCSE AQA. So first of all here, you need to check whether it's tú or usted, the person that you're referring to, and I'll come back to that later. That's the first thing you need to do, ideally with a highlighter in your prep time. And then read this bit here. You need the scenario because this will help you with the unknown question here. So make sure you look at the scenario, especially the final bit here. So this is obviously talking about el matrimonio. If you don't know what that word is, try and make an educated guess. But el matrimonio is marriage. AQA love mentioning about marriage. So el matrimonio, casarse, to get married, and una boda is a wedding. So learn those three words. Then it's got here, tu pareja ideal en el futuro. So here you need to give information about your ideal future or partner. So therefore you could just say, for example, mi pareja ideal es simpático y divertido. Okay, less is more for the role play. Less is more. You don't need to give a lot of detail because you can negate the good stuff that you're doing if you give lots of detail. Tu opinión sobre el matrimonio. So that's your opinion on marriage. So you could say, for example, creo que es divertido, creo que es interesante, creo que es importante. Creo que no es importante. Okay, so you can give, again, less is more, and it's only one detail. So don't go over and above that. You don't need to. If you say too much information, sometimes you can only get one of the two available marks for each utterance. Then we've got the question here, hijos. And then, so it's obviously wanting you to ask a question to the examiner, which is probably your teacher, about hijos. So hijos are children, but if you don't know what this word is, then you can either say ¿Cuál es tu opinión? If it's talking about tú, or ¿Cuál es su opinión sobre hijos? Okay, so either ¿Cuál es tu opinión? Or ¿Cuál es su opinión? If you're using usted. Here we've got the unknown question. We'll come back to that in a second. Then we come onto here, which is saying two disadvantages of a big family. So therefore, two disadvantages, you could say es caro, expensive, y ruidoso, for noisy. Okay. So then we need to try and work out what this unknown question is. So in your prep time, and as soon as you start preparing your role play, start thinking, what might this unknown question be? So look at the other questions and then think about what the unknown question might be. Let's have a look at what the unknown question is. And sometimes for higher, there are two elements to the unknown question. So be careful with that. Be mindful. There might be two unknown elements to the unknown question, two elements to it. So this is the first question. ¿Cuál es el número de hijos ideal? So you could just say dos, or cero, or cinco, whatever. ¿Y cómo es el padre perfecto o la madre perfecta? So then you could say, for example, es simpática, es cómica, es divertido, es inteligente, okay? Whichever you think and whichever kind of comes to you to give an answer to that question. So you basically need to answer each element of it in summary. Look whether it's tú, look whether it's what this topic is, and then make sure you only give the amount of detail that you're being asked for. Okay. Then this question here, ¿Cuál es tu opinión? ¿Cuál es su opinión? And then if you don't know what that word is, you should get that mark because you're just asking an opinion. What's your opinion on? And then you will get marked for each utterance for this. It's different for the role play compared to the photo card. You get marked per utterance out of 2 and then an overall mark out of 5. So it's all out of 15 marks. Okay, hope this has been helpful. Good luck for your exams. Adios.